she had cancer, and she would use the words F-U-C-K, cancer. And I just said, that is such the wrong attitude. It's thank God for it, because now I can address the root cause and be stronger and better. One of my teachers told me, we don't like you. School camp came along soon after, and I decided to change my ways, that the change in me was remarkable. This positive feedback fueled my fire. If they have a child that was going off track, they would put that child in the center of a circle. They would not say what they've done wrong. They would concentrate on what's good. She would go outside in the sun and just soak up the rays. People would come out and join her. People were attracted to her aura.
Welcome back to a great conversation. Today we have Chet Davies all the way from Melbourne, Australia. And today we are going to talk about the attitude of gratitude. The only health coach that I know have reason to be full of gratitude. And I've never seen any health coach speaking about this. Chad have written this 20 Reasons of Attitude of Gratitude in his book called The Prime Life. And today we want to explore more about how he discovered this gratitude and what happens to his life and his clients. Chad, welcome to the conversation. Thank you so much for being here. When did you find out that gratitude is not just a nice word, but it's a tool to thrive in your life?
Awesome. Hey, thank you for the beautiful introduction. And it's a pleasure to see you. As always, you're full of energy and vibrancy. You look great. I'm super grateful for September 29, 2024, when I met you for the first time. So thank you for reaching out. And also much gratitude, of course, to Guru Pashupati, who made it happen. And without him, I don't think my book would be selling a lot. So he's helped me a lot, and I'm so grateful for that. But the reason is I'm not grateful for the sales, but it's an avenue to meet beautiful people like you. So thanks for that, and I'm looking forward to sharing some knowledge. And to answer your question, Prema, I think it was when I was really young. I think I've always been quite a good observer, observing what goes on, what works well for people, for me, what doesn't. And as a young child, I was single parent. My mum was struggling. My dad was a pilot overseas. I didn't get to see him much. And as a young one, I was quite, for want of a better word, a bit of an asshole. Just that upbringing of mine. My mum tried her best, but I didn't really have that father figure. And at school, I probably wasn't the most popular. I was a bit disruptive. And one of my teachers told me so. He said, we don't like you. Okay. Anyway, the school camp came along soon after, and I decided to change my ways. And I was only 10 perhaps or so. And I helped people. I went out of my way to assist the teachers, to become likable. And then they gave me feedback on my report card that the change in me was remarkable. Then this positive feedback fueled my fire. And I always knew I was super grateful for the feedback, and especially the positive one, because the first one was a kick in the ass. But the second one was, how did I feel when he told me this? It was wonderful, like to be liked, to know that I could do something that influenced the way that people thought of me. So I guess that was the genesis. And from that day onwards, I think I became a grateful person. Even though my mum was alcoholic for quite a period of time, I visited her in a psychiatric ward a few times. We grew up, we weren't rich. My dad was a great dad, but didn't get to see him a lot. But I'm forever grateful for my mum, my dad, my learnings, my mistakes. So I guess I've just seen the positivity, what comes from that. And really, gratitude is the mother of all virtues. And you build from that virtue, from that practicing and enhancing and working on your gratitude. So I hope that answers the question.
So when it comes to your clients, especially women, when they come in to say, Chad, I want to be healthy again. So how do you help them without bypassing this word suffering with this attitude of gratitude?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. And it really starts with, if you're doing great, you don't need me, because you're just, even if you're not doing great, but you think you are, you don't need me. So what I do is I try to look at what do you want to enhance? What's something that could be improved? And then really, if it's the skin that's not good, if it's PCOS, whatever, thyroid issues, whatever the issue is, what a blessing, because that led you to me. And now I can share some knowledge and help you, because without having that issue, how can you learn? How can you grow? So you're basically this issue of yours, which you thought was terrible. It's a blessing if you perceive it that way, if you rewire and reframe your perspective. So example would be a friend of mine in the Philippines called Ruby. She had cancer, and she would use the words Fuck, cancer. And I just said, that is such the wrong attitude. It's thank God for it, because now I can address the root cause, which isn't a lack of chemotherapy. It's not a lack of medicine. You've got this beautiful opportunity to rewrite your life, to learn the lessons and be stronger and better. And the reason it's so important, it's not just for you. What a beautiful example you can be to other people so they can learn, so that your children don't inherit a debt because you didn't learn the lesson, because you weren't grateful for this lesson that was there. And yes, it seems bad at the time, but if you reframe it and you look at it from a different angle, which is what gratitude allows you to do, then there's the opportunity. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where the good just snowballs down the hill.
So let's make it a bit fun. I'm going to go back and ask you about your childhood, where you say that it sounded like an overnight shift when someone say we don't like you. But was it an overnight shift, or did you have to work really hard to get to a place where you want to give more?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely wasn't overnight. I do remember though, I was lucky enough to go skiing in Zermatt in Switzerland. So every 2 years, I would see my dad again every 2 years. He would, because he was a pilot, he could fly us somewhere, and we would see him briefly and then go and do skiing or whatever. And the friend I caught up with, Peter Brown, he just said he'd never met a more positive person. And that stayed with me because you name the problem, I've faced it. I've had a lot of stress, a lot of drama, but I guess first thing is I have a bad memory. So I tend to concentrate on the positives. So I think just from learning, observing as a child, what worked and what didn't, I guess I just had this memory and this attitude to see the good in people, in myself. So even now, still making mistakes, of course, but I've got the toolkit to get over that hurdle, to get back on the horse, so to speak, and use that mistake or that speed bump as a way to keep learning. And I think that gratitude is always at the forefront, because then it allows me to then have a positive attitude, to reframe the way I look at things. Is it a tragedy or is it an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger? And then also as a teacher, health coach, I'm using that to help me to help other people. And at the end of the day, I really believe that's the essence of happiness. Help yourself, but then help others. So I guess I've been able to do that, and I'm very grateful, and I'm proud of myself, and I want to keep doing it.
The 20 reasons that you have written in your book and how it helps your clients out there.
Yeah, great. So I love that question too. So the book in a nutshell is about how to improve your energy, how to be a more vibrant being. And in its essence, this is the truth. We are beings of light. We are energetic beings. And when you die, your light goes out, so to speak, and goes elsewhere, but you lack energy. So the name of the game is to be a vibrant human with abundant energy so that you can attract more energy, so that you can be likable, so that you can have a good life full of energy, full of good memories, and be a positive role model for others. So the mitochondria is how we make energy, and it's concentrated in our brains and our hearts. So when you have an attitude of gratitude, you're basically fertilizing your brain and your heart. You are improving your energy flow, your vibration. So that's the essence of it. Of course, there's subheadings underneath. An attitude of gratitude boosts your memory. It helps you sleep. It sharpens your perspective. There's so many different things that it does, but one of the main things is it makes you happy because you're not worried about, did I miss out on this? What have other people got? Because you're happy with what you've got. You're happy with yourself. And even if you have work to do, you're happy with the work that you're going to do. You're happy with your mistakes because it was a stepping stone. So, yeah, the gratitude is about how can I be more vibrant? How can I be this energetic being and fill my cup and fill my vibrancy, which then attracts more energy. It attracts more energetic beings that are attracted to you, which is why we're talking, because you've got a high energy. Your mitochondria works well. You're grateful. So that's why we connect. And at the end of the day, the people you connect with is super important because you become the sum of all those parts.
Never thought about energy working in that way. When you say gratitude, in the mainstream, they just talk about write affirmation, be grateful, write this, write that, or say it out loud. And all of it start with words. But they never really spoke about the energetic portion of the words that we speak. So in your experience, what do you think the mainstream wellness industry miss in the whole health perspective?
What do they miss? Everything. Of course, we're talking, not everyone, of course. There's great people out there like Guru Pashupati, Dr. Jack Cruz, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and we're looking at the being as a whole. Because if you start looking at just your skin and what shall I put on my skin or how can I fix my eyesight with this or that, you're missing the big picture. If you look at the body as a whole, as your energetic being, the more positive energy and good energy from the sun, from grounding, from your thoughts that you can build up, you are building yourself to be stronger and better. So, and then you also, conversely, you also have to reduce what drains your energy, and that's negative thoughts, negative people. So, and then also gratitude helps you sleep. You go to bed content. So, and that sleep then makes you stronger. You're rewiring your brain, you're improving your, through autophagy and apoptosis, your mitochondrial strength, your cells. So the essence of primed is simply build up your energy, improve your strength and your sleep, and you become better day by day. And we call it better every day or bed. And if the thoughts are a hugely important component. So, and gratitude is really, like we said, it's the mother of all virtues. So you're grateful for the bad that happened because that's a lesson. You're grateful for the here and now, which makes you mindful. And I love dogs. I love patting every dog that I go past. I love listening to the birds. I love being mindful and being grateful for right now. But also then I've got future gratitude. And for that means what am I wishing for? How will I live my life in the future? How will my body look? How will my brain behave? So we're working on just upgrading, improving, improving the fertility of the being or this, how you think and act. So that's really it in a nutshell. So what are they missing? Generally, a lot. A lot of people are saying, yeah, take this pill, do this supplement, looking for a quick fix. It's really addressing how you feel, what works for you. And as a general rule, it's getting back to nature, being natural and being mindful and grateful is a prerequisite and an essential component to health.
Energy so that we'll attract the similar people. You have spoke about it in a nutshell. Let's explore more about it.
Okay, awesome.
And
Love
also
it.
give us some real life example of your client.
Yeah. Well, I've just Madavi is coming to mind. She's actually just finishing a 68-hour fast, but the only reason that she could do a fast is that she is nourished. Her body, her brain, her heart are well nourished, so therefore she can fast. But her example to me was that when she would go outside in the sun and just soak up the rays, the free energy, the free vibration of the sun, grounding, people would come out and join her, whereas they didn't before. So there's a classic example right there of she moved outside, and because of her energy vibration, which they can measure from your heart and your brain, people were attracted to her. They're attracted to her glow, her skin, and people can read auras, her aura. So she's built up her energy through the sun. That's really number one, especially if you've got beautiful brown skin like you've got. You need the sun even more. And then grounding, it's free energy. And when you have more energy flowing in your body, then you can absorb more sunlight. So that's why the grounding component is so important, because then you can harvest more energy from the sun. Then when you're in nature, you feel good. I'm looking at beautiful greenery now. It's calming. It makes me feel happy. So then your thoughts become restful. You're not in a fight or flight state. You're thinking about positive things and not about, the problem that you had yesterday. So that's two easy ways: sun and grounding. Good quality water, movement, just walking in the sun, good food, of course, but then also just expressing that gratitude. So even if you're outside and you can say, wow, to yourself, that what a beautiful day. I'm sure we've all said that to ourselves. But you see somebody walk past and you say, good morning, said, I love your shoes. Hey, wow, what a beautiful smile you've got, Prema. You've got a beautiful smile. You do. And it's then when you're conscious of smiles, well, maybe you'll smile more. So it just becomes this a nice way to live, a nice way to spread positive. And of course, not everything's going to be perfect. But if you can be glowing more, then that's going to be a good benefit for you. And because you're going to feel happier.
So when you say see the positivity even in the negative or in a sad situation, how do we do that?
Okay.
The mind shift. Yeah.
Great. Let's see. I'll use a current example. I'm going through a separation, which is, it's 8 years in the process, but it's the financials that are being contested. And then the person that I'm dealing with is not quite there here, being very difficult, costing a lot of money, but I'm still able to, and other people would go crazy. They would just have nasty words, but that's not who I am. I can see that person for who they are, and I do feel sorry for them. But at the end of the day, they're the mother of my children. So I am grateful for that. And I'm wishing that that person could improve. So I want that to happen, because that at the end of the day, that will help myself, because it will help my children. So again, another way is to, if you've got somebody that you essentially don't like because they're not happy, that they're nasty, look for the positives. Try to find something that you like, because if you're concentrating on their negative, that is draining your energy. That is bringing your vibration down. So we want to maintain a high vibrancy. We want to maintain good energy. So at least then you can find something positive. And it reminds me of the American Indians. If they have a child that was going off track, like I was when I was young, they would put that child in the center of a circle, or adult, and around that child, they would not say what they've done wrong and do better and you're naughty, etc., etc. They would concentrate on what's good. We love that you did this. We love that you did that. We love that you've got this smile and you've got the potential to be a beautiful person, that you've got a great mum, that you've done this before. So this positivity then will spark, hopefully, more a reaction in that child, better than if you just said, you're nasty, you're not cool. So, and again, I've got a current example with my girlfriend's daughter, who's 100 times better than she was 2 years ago. But there's still a lot of work to go. Despite we do have to talk about the negatives sometimes, but we're always bringing it back. But it's getting better. The person's maturing. So, where there's life, there's hope. And we're always then trying to feed the good, as opposed to, just smash the bad. Because at the end of the day, it's more effective. If the other way worked better, well, maybe that's the way to go. But this way works better. So do what works, because it also helps you. And that's super important too.
Yes, that reminded me of how this good bacteria versus parasite. Sometimes it's not all about feeding yourself with good bacteria. You just need to kill the parasite. Sometimes you need to let the parasite attack the good bacteria, because that good and evil in your gut also is a reminder to your body to keep active, right? So the mind also works like that, and the heart also works like that. Coming to your program, you have a 28-day challenge of Prime Life. Am I getting the title right?
Yes, 30 days.
30 days of Prime Life. And let's talk about this mother of virtue, the gratitude. How this shaped, how do you think this would have, without this particular component in your challenge, would have shaped your client versus it being there?
Yeah, that's great. I've got a beautiful client called Rishika Singh, and she's doing great. She looks fantastic, like you. You can see the energy, the vibrancy, but it wasn't always that way. But what my job is to, first of all, to see, to know the difference. And that's why we have those scorecards out of 10. So we can track your own well being for your skin, for your bowel movement. But what I'm doing is I'm saying, boy, Rishika, you look great. And it's being honest. I can see your skin looks good. And then, Chad, I've got more energy. Well, you have to be grateful for that. Because if real terms, if somebody has this much more energy each day, if you multiply that for the rest of their lives, that's huge. And energy is life. So my job is to say, well, Rishika, you've now got more life. You are a more energetic being. And that then is the positive reinforcement that makes you want to do more. So that you then say, oh, wow, I got to this point of improvement because of the sun, because I wore my blue light blocking glasses at night, because I got grounded, because I was doing coconut oil pulling, the things that we talk about in the 30-day challenge. But already with our 30-day challenge that starts tomorrow, I've already got this one fired up. And that's a gratitude journal in which I've put everybody's, and you're there, by the way, I've put everybody's name there who's doing the challenge, because we start with gratitude. If it's the mother of all virtues, it is the starting point. So be grateful for your low score if you've on your skin or whatever issue you've got, because man, we're going to fix it. We're going to get you off the thyroid medicine. We're going to reverse diabetes, hypertension, polycystic ovarian syndrome, but we're only going to reverse it because you had it. So be grateful for that you had it so you can reverse it and then never have it again. And just on that one as well, Guru Pashupati's at the center of that, because he's the reason why I've got the people around that. So I've always look back and find out, why did I meet this person? What was the reason? Who was the person that facilitated that? And then my gratitude is there as well. So I really try to analyze the reasons and make sure that my gratitude is really in the right place. And at the end of the day as well, Dr. Jack Cruz, he's one of the reasons why I've got my health, why I've been able to impart natural ways for people to thrive. And so it's not because I'm super intelligent. It's because I was smart enough, grateful enough, observant enough to learn from the right people. So yeah, and that gets back to gratitude again.
If there is things that you want to tell women who wants to build their own community, attract energetic people, what would that be?
Be the person, the energetic being that you want to be, that you can envisage yourself to be. So even if you're not that person right now, look at ways to build your dopamine in the sun, grounding, gratitude. Start small. You don't go from zero to hero. You don't become a white, pasty person in Spain with poor quality skin and have your brown skin overnight. You have to build up in an intelligent fashion. So same with gratitude, same with positivity. You cultivate it like you're building your garden. So have people around you that are similar, that also have gratitude, that are also positive, and then work towards it. Have that goal, and then every day look at ways to improve yourself, improve your energy, and improve how you live your life. And I think as well as that future gratitude, if you can visualize yourself as being, you know, like for you, for instance. you're going to be, 10 years from now, even more gorgeous, still with a great smile, but that brown skin. Who's following you? Who are you following? How great is my life? My holidays that I get to go on. You visualize that, the positive attitude you have, then you'll make the steps to make it happen. So I think that's important to have that goal, that purpose, but then have a stepwise fashion. Don't expect it overnight. Have role models like yourself, do a health course like I've got, or listen to the right podcasts, read the right books. Because if you follow the wrong person, then that can be catastrophic as well. Example is Brian Johnson. I'm sure he's got a lot right, but he has no clue about the sun, about circadian rhythm, and that is the essence of his failure because that's the cornerstone of living. And it's hard to be grateful and positive if you're living in a cave with artificial light because the artificial light will lower your dopamine, ruin your eyesight, ruin your sleep, which ruins your immune system. So it's, the sun, that basis is important for the gratitude for other things. So it's like a building block. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, that definitely answers the question. Tell us more about life that you foresee for yourself by energizing this word medicine called gratitude. What do you
Okay.
envision for you and everyone around you?
Yeah, I love it. Sam, my girlfriend Sam, we've been together for 5.5 years, and Billy, her dog. We talk about it almost every day. We're going to be more in the sun. So my motto is grateful always, positive always, and always chase the sun or natural light. So we're going to be going to Queensland more often, have a life there, which then allows me to build the foundation of my energetic being by having more sunlight, grounding, nature, being more in sync with nature. So that's a foundation. But then for me, it's going to be building the book to help more people. And that at no point does money come into that. Yes, I want to have some money so I have freedom, but it's about my happiness comes from helping others. So that's how I envisage my life. And that would make me super happy because then I can be a role model for my children. I will attract the right friends that will also help me, not friends that want to go out drinking every night or that have negative attitude that tell me about their problems because I'm not interested, in that way where they're a sook. So yeah, so I envisage my book with Guru Pashupati's picture on the front with me, his chapter inside. There's going to be a chapter from AJ. So, and then I've got some new chapters coming. So I envisage that in Hindi, available in India, just so we can help more people because those who have the privilege to know have the duty to share. I believe everybody deserves good health. I'm tired. I'm sick of the charlatans, the pharmaceutical industry, some of the doctors that they've corrupted, the pharmacists that they've corrupted, the food system that they've corrupted. There's a way forward for people to be healthy naturally, and I believe people deserve that, and I want to give them the opportunity. And Guru Pashupati's equally passionate, Dr. Jack Cruz. There's many people out there fighting the good fight, and I'm trying to do my bit.
When you have a great vision, you have great people around you, and when you have a great plan, great people are going to come simply because you are the energetic being that you are attracting. That is a great conclusion. That's what I've learned so far with this conversation. Thank you so much, Chat. That was wonderful. Do you have anything more to say to us?
No, just grateful to you. I'm grateful to Guru. I'm grateful for myself, for every lesson every day. Every day is a new day to improve. Don't look in the rear vision mirror. Don't concentrate on the old you. Concentrate on building the new, grateful, positive you. And that will be aided and abetted by being in nature, by opening the windows, getting into the sun, like you are, exposing your skin, not having a wearable device, using your cell phone less. All of this, which is what we teach in our course, we're trying to help you to be better without the expense and wasting time and money. So yes, happy life. We deserve it.
Thank you for your time. And see you
Pleasure.
again.
Always great to see you.